For any of you who aren't aware, Baldur's Gate is kind of the granddaddy of modern RPGs on the PC. It was not the first. There were many Dungeons and Dragons styles computer-based RPGs that were created before Baldur's Gate, but they all tried to stick as close to the tabletop role-playing game mechanics as they could. So what that meant was there wasn't a whole lot of direction from the computer to assist anyone who hadn't played Dungeons & Dragons before to really get started into the thing. Baldur's Gate was the first one to really try and streamline a lot of the in-game mechanics. There's still very much a lot of that Dungeons & Dragons style customization to your character creator and that sort of thing, but the in-game aspects of the game were streamlined quite a lot. Later, you had games like Diablo that came along and streamlined the character creator as well, giving you a class at the beginning, basically, and that was it, and you customize your character over time as opposed to all right at the beginning. So we're going to go through the character creator really quick on Baldur's Gate. This is the Enhanced Edition from Good Old Games. I believe you can also buy the Enhanced Edition on Steam. You can pre-generate characters if you're lame like that. I don't know, to me one of the big appeals of playing an RPG is kind of getting to customize my own character, and so every time somebody's all like, oh, check out this awesome build for this cool character online, I'm like, I don't want to play an RPG and have my character be exactly the same as some random person on the internet. Sorry, that's kind of just how I roll. So we're going to go ahead and walk through this whole thing. First thing that I think is kind of neat, males of the realms can excel in whatever profession they choose. Females can actually also excel in whatever profession they choose. There is no functional difference to the genders, aside from the appearance of your character sprite, slightly different, and your character's portrait. You're either male or female. That's the only difference. So I'm not sure, cannot guarantee that that text is the same from the 90s version of this game. I could check that, I suppose, but unless somebody actually cares enough, I'm not really going to do it. But I am a dude, so I guess I'll be a dude. There are a lot of new portraits included with the Enhanced Edition of this game. I believe that's all of these. They're shinier and more modern D&D-esque, and some of them are a little goofy. I don't know. That dude's alright. I like him. He's cool. Anyways. Yeah. Fortunately, they also included all of the older ones, too, that they've been prettied up. Resolution of the image is improved. But the good old style Baldur's Gate stuff going on there. And I don't know, it's always a tough choice, but this dude, yeah, he looks pretty darn awesome. You can upload your own custom character image if you want. I don't really care about that because this dude looks way more bad than I do. He definitely appears to be a human. So you can pick whatever you want. Character portrait doesn't actually shoehorn you into any particular race, but you know, we're obviously going for accuracy in our fantasy Dungeons and Dragons setting. Class. He looks like he's a spellcaster of some kind. So, cleric, druid, be a mage, or a sorcerer, monk, shaman. I like clerics. I like the fact that you can only use non-bladed, non-piercing weapons. To my understanding, that is actually based in a historical trend. Priests of the Catholic Church back in the Dark Ages were allowed to go to war, but they were not allowed to use heathenistic weapons, which is anything that would cut or pierce. So you couldn't carry a knife, couldn't carry a sword, couldn't shoot a bow, but you could sure as heck bash somebody's head in with a club or a warhammer. That was fine. You know, there were several popes that went into battle using those rules, so apparently that was a thing. That's okay, and you know, Tosca can go ahead and can dispute that if she wants, but all of the history that I've learned came directly from Age of Empires, so you know, I trust that more than I trust somebody with an actual history degree. So we'll go ahead and go with cleric. Ah, good. Yes, that's what I wanted. Subclasses. So I can specialize if I want, and that gives you some advantages and disadvantages, which they list out here. And, you know, if you want to read all of this, you could, or you could just be lazy like me and go for the base cleric class and just call it good. Alignment, yes. This is the fun matrix that you always see memed online. Yep, I'm a chaotic good. Oh, for anyone who isn't familiar with what a chaotic good is, strong individualists marked by a streak of kindness and benevolence. Basically, it means that I'm going to do what I want to do, but typically what I want to do is good stuff, and I want to be nice generally. So, go with that. Abilities. So it does roll for you, which is fantastic. If you want to re-roll, you just, like, you know, click re-roll. Hey, look, rolled me again. Constitution at 9. Rather not. Okay. Constitution at 16. Yes, definitely better. Probably not going to be doing a whole lot of hand-to-hand combat, but I do typically like to have a strength score higher than that, and I'd also like my intelligence a little bit higher than that. So of course we're going to rob it for charisma, because that's how I roll. I'm not a charismatic person, but I am definitely strong and intelligent and wise. You can ask anybody, they'll tell you. So yeah, we'll go with that. Skills. I only get a couple proficiency slots here. I'm doubting myself. Sure, why not? Morning stars are cooler anyways. We'll go with that. I'm probably gonna go with Detect Evil. Because why not? Right, this is the one that throws a magical cudgel, which always, you know, that's a plus. And that's what I get. I get 2. Maybe I want Doom instead of Detect Evil. Nah, Detect Evil looks fine. Okay. Appearance. Yes, you get to customize the appearance of your sprite in as much as you get to customize what color your sprite is. This, you know, once again, game was made back in the early 90s. Dude's skin is obviously purple. Maybe that's just the lighting. Kind of hard to tell, but I'm gonna go ahead with purple since that's what it looks like to me. There isn't really a good purple on here. I want to say that's as close to purple as it gets, but again, that looks pretty darn blue to me. Baldur's Gate, you are failing me in my ability to make a purple dude. Alright, sure, we'll go with that. And that is decidedly purple, but it's not the same color as his non-purple skin. Man, why can't I have this hair color down here? That would be cool. Because he doesn't have any hair. I mean, look at that. There's clearly no hair on that head. Which is why he looks so cool. Bald people are cool. Cool. Get to pick my character's voice pack. You want to make sure that you don't pick something that you hate, because you're going to be listening to this person talk, you know, through the entire game. Or not speak lines regularly, but they will be saying things from time to time.
Death to you all!
Wow. Yeah, that was not that guy's
Your
voice.
life ends here.
Okay, that's not that guy's voice either.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that these were all voiced by the same dude.
You got this coming!
No.
Let's give them a right thrashing.
Okay, really no.
Get over here.
That's the closest. What is the default?
Onward! I feel this is my rightful place.
Okay, that might actually be the best.
I will require rest soon. I should be more productive with my time. I am not well at all. Yes? I stand ready. It will be done. Not a problem. With ease.
Oh, holy.
Onward!
Okay, well, so I'm gonna go with the default. That seems to be the least ridiculous voice pack. I'm not sure if all of these were in the original game. There's a good chance that you couldn't actually pick your voice pack in the original game, and this was something that was added for the Enhanced Edition, which is one of the awesome things about having an Enhanced Edition of the game. Ah, the name. Oh, what do I name my purple Bad A cleric? Oh, that's a tough one. Let's go with... Yep, sold. Jimmy, let's go. Oh, yes. The difficulty page. Legacy of Ball. Enemies have the benefits of insane difficulty as well as significantly more hit points. Great. Yeah, that's definitely what I want. Can only be selected at the start of the game, and once selected cannot be changed. So basically, if you want to die over and over and over again, pick this one, because you can't change it. Insane, hard, core rules, aimed at veteran players who are well-versed in D&D mechanics. Yeah, normal difficulty, enemies deal 25% less damage. See, and this is one of the things that Baldur's Gate did that helped simplify everything for the people like me who are not veteran D&D players, but who have just kind of dabbled in RPGs, tabletop RPGs, and are interested in having control over this sort of thing. I obviously don't have a GM here who can realize that I have no idea what I'm doing and thus cater the story for me, so they kind of give me the ability to do that right in the beginning. That being said, I'm pretty sure that 25% less damage is not... That's not dumbed down enough for me. Easy mode. The party gains +6 bonus to luck. Enemies have their damage reduced by 50%. Party members cannot permanently die. Hit point rolls are maximized and spells can be copied into spellbooks without failure. That sounds right up my alley. Story mode. Wow. These people, they know me. They, back in the early 90s, the makers of Baldur's Gate read my soul and realized that they would need a difficulty level for people who were going to die in combat, even 6-point bonus to luck, and enemy damage reduced by 50%. That is so tempting, but I get the feeling that I will get mocked mercilessly by the other people that see me play this, so we're gonna go with easy, because that's obviously much more hardcore.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the supposed
That's how you
fortress,
pronounce that.
kept in
Okay,
strict isolation
Farron.
from the but
Your past is largely unknown is a
unknown.
really good way of saying, we don't want to type out all of the backstory for your character right here in this box at the beginning because it would take 15 minutes for you to read it, so we're just going to tell you you're an orphan, you're going to have to figure it out as time goes on.
Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a
Okay,
wise
this
man,
scrolling
and you
is
know
not
he will tell you when the time is
really
right.
keeping up
Nonetheless,
with the dude who's talking.
silence is troubling.
So, I'm already done reading that. We're going to skip. Alright, and here we are. This is Baldur's Gate. Again, enhanced edition. It would not have looked nearly this pretty on a PC back in the early 90s.
With ease.
But you know what? I'll take it. Me and Jimmy will be back, get started on Baldur's Gate,